This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by Wild Alaskan Company. Healthy, affordable, convenient fish right to your door. Get $15 off
by following the link below.
All33.com. Meet your new work chair. Get active, be active, and sit in motion all day, relieving your stress and aggravation. Use code CHAIR20 for $100 off your order. Mattress Firm. Mattress buying made easy with lowest prices and comfort guaranteed. Save 10% off with code MMANUTS10. NordVPN. Protect your IP address online. Get 77% off 3-year plans with code MMANUTS. Defense Soap. The world's best soap for wrestlers, jiu-jitsu, and MMA athletes. Use code MMANUTS for 15% off. Hey fans, MMA Nuts 476.
Episode 476. 476.
My name's Ingo Weigold.
Back with MMA show. My fans, foreign fans, walking the line between serious and ridiculous. What's going on? I feel like we've done this a couple times.
This is actually the first 5 minutes of the show because my dumbass forgot to hit record a minute ago, but now it's recording. It's up in the corner, this Zoom thing. I'm still getting the hang of it. But how are you, Matt? How's life?
Oh, phenomenal. I think I was getting pissed off about Illinois being on fucking lockdown forever and we're never going to get out and blah, blah, blah. Phase 5, never coming until we get a vaccine and until we go back to normal. Fuck our governor. That's all I remember.
That's perfect. I think you were saying they're going to deregulate the weed.
I think that's because we're so fucking retarded. Like, fuck it. We don't want that cash money revenue from the weed. Let's get rid of it.
Yes.
Okay, makes perfect sense. Goes right with your fucking 5-phase plan where you include our county in with Chicago, so we'll never get out of fucking perpetual lockdown.
Ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I was saying that over the weekend I'd spent a couple of evenings with a friend and some family members, like separately. And I was saying that I feel like if you're stuck at home and you haven't seen a lot of people, just doing that maybe once a week would be a good thing for your health, your mental health, your physical health. Because we are meant to be in contact with other people, unless you're one of those strange hermits that likes to live in the middle of nowhere, which I'm not one of them. I'm guessing if you are watching this and you have a computer, you probably are not one either. So get out there and, see at least one person a week or something. Try to be safe if you can. But yeah, I'm a little over this whole COVID thing. I got to be honest with you. Like,
I am too. To where I wear the thinnest mask possible because I can't fucking breathe. I got asthma.
You got asthma? Yeah, those masks restrict your airflow, and it can't be good for you.
Like, if I wore that N95 mask for a little bit, I'm like, oh my God, I cannot fucking breathe. I'm sweating. If you have sunglasses on, you start fucking, your glasses start fogging.
You get like dripping sweat down.
Yeah, this is no good. And I'm just thinking, because I like the one that's tight around the neck, and then I just pull it up like I'm a fucking bank robber. And I look like I'm in the game of the division with my goddamn camo hat on and sunglasses. And so now I got a fashion one that's like fucking
pink.
Yeah, purple. It's got stars on it. I'm trying to find one with a smiley face, and all I can find are these ones with like skulls and smiles and shit. Like that's not helpful. I'm just gonna scare people
because they fuck off.
Or it looks like Venom from Venom the Spider-Man, like with that fucking huge smile and thing.
Did you see that movie? Tom Hardy. Was that good? Is that a good movie?
It's enjoyable.
Is it a kids film? Is it a kids movie?
Anything could be a kids film. Don't ask me. Okay. I'd say yes.
Okay.
But I'm very kid friendly with all my movies.
So am I. I cross the line frequently. I think anything under rated R is mostly good for children of all ages. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Rated R, depending on what kind of R we're talking. If it's just violence.
Yeah. Like Boogie Nights is a good movie, but that's probably not a kid's movie.
That's too much.
I think there's nudity. There's a big schlong at the end of that. You can't do that.
Yeah.
That's where you got to draw the line.
I think my son, he's 11 going on 12, and we watched, what did we watch? We watched Big Daddy. We're like going through some of the Adam Sandler movies over the last few weeks. And there was a scene in there where he's talking about her tits and going to Hooters and shit. And I'm like looking over at him. I'm kind of like, and I feel like he's got this weird blank. Like, remember that when you were that age, you're like starting to figure shit out?
Yeah.
You're like, this is weird. Like, why do I like this? I'm not really sure what's going on. Like, why he's like in this?
Like, Dad, something's happening. Like, there's this tent being pitched.
So
Like, don't worry, it'll work out.
It was fucking awkward, but besides all that, there was 3 UFC events this week.
Yeah, we talked about that first one, and then
Yes,
there was a card Wednesday and a card Saturday, and I thought the Wednesday card was better. You had more finishes, and I had read a tweet from Jed I. Goodman, and he said Dana White says they're doing over 1,100 tests this week and says each test is $130. He says, let's say they end up doing 1,200 tests. That's $156,000.
for all the tests.
Yeah, spread out over 3 events is about $52,000 per event.
Whoa.
Yeah, so they did their testing, and I think, who is it? Fuck. Dana White had tweeted out. There was someone, Trevor Noah, he's doing the Daily Show, and he was like shitting on the UFC for holding events. Dana White was saying, you know, I like this guy, but what the fuck, man? Like, does everyone just want to be perpetually locked down? I don't get it. Like, why is everyone trying to attack Dana White for trying to do events and trying to do them as safe as possible? I'm confused.
Yes. Yeah, you know, I'm kind of like, how would I explain this? I think that looking at my Facebook feed, there's some of my friends are upsetting me by the way they're responding to some of this. Like, they're all like high and mighty. You gotta stay home and listen to your government. Don't go anywhere. Don't do anything. If you do anything, you're a bad person. No, how about I just don't buy into the government propaganda that says the boogeyman was coming to get us.
Right.
And he never came. So, you know, I'm not being irresponsible, but fuck, you know, I got to live my life, my friend. So
yeah, you can't, we're not going to stay in our house forever. We're going to go out. It's going to be all right.
And I feel like the UFC of all type of organizations, especially all these athletes and stuff, not just UFC, but, you know, baseball, basketball, whatever. Are those guys really at high risk of getting dead from COVID? I would say no.
No, they're probably the least likely. Like, the most healthy people in the world should be the least likely to die.
Yes.
And like we were talking before the show, like when I know someone that has died from it, then I might be a little more worried. I know nobody that has died from it, and like personally know one family that has had it and one family that has been totally fine from it.
Which means we're both going to die.
Hopefully.
Next week, there's only one of us.
Yeah.
Roll the dice.
That's right. It'll be all right. So back to UFC. Just in general, I thought judging was off for both of the cards. You had a lot of weird split decisions. The Wednesday night was probably the most controversial because you had Anthony Smith and Glover Teixeira, and Smith was just piecing up Glover early, and then the fight turns into a one fucking sided beating. And fucking a lot of controversy about should the fight have been stopped, should it not. There's a point where Anthony Smith is literally picking his teeth up and handing them to Jason Herzog going, here, can you hold my teeth? I'm like, oh my God. And then Ariel Helwani tweeted out and said this about Anthony Smith. He's like, just spoke to Anthony Smith via text. His injuries suffered tonight: broken nose, broken orbital bone, 2 missing teeth, and a cut under his right eye. 1 tooth in front and 1 towards the back, he said. His real teeth, because apparently he has some veneers. So, I'm like, holy fuck. I you know, you look at that fight and go, God damn, there's a 40-year-old Glover Teixeira who's tough as fuck and is able to finish a guy like Anthony Smith. And then you look at a guy like John Jones, who's the fucking champ, and chooses he either can't finish him or chooses not to.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's to say about all 3 of those guys.
Well, different fight styles makes fights, right? I feel like I think Glover is like hit or miss depending on who he fights sometimes. Like,
It's tough as fuck, though, because he can be put in trouble.
Yeah.
And then weather the storm and then come back and win.
He can. Super tough. You know, from the Chuck Liddell School of Fighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I don't know. I don't know. It's a, I don't know what it says about John, but John had a nasty thing to say about Anthony Smith after that. I forgot what it was via tweet. John's very active on Twitter. Like a little.
Maybe he should be more active in the fucking octagon.
Yeah.
Like trying to finish fights instead of decisioning. He's become GSP.
Yip yapping. Yes, he has.
Yeah. But I want to go back to this stoppage, and Daniel Cormier tweeted out about it. He said, I would have stopped the fight. Corner could have saved their guy from getting finished. He's talking about Smith. It's like some mistakes in that corner tonight, and I love those guys too much. Too much instruction, no crowd to filter it. Anthony Smith is a savage, but props to Glover Teixeira on a big victory. And then Herzog came out and said some shit like, blah, blah, blah. The sport of MMA is beautiful, it's pure, and an incredible teacher. Some lessons are more harsh than others. We've seen a lot of opinions, what should have happened, who is at fault. But let me be clear, there's only one person to blame, me. I am responsible for each fighter. I am entrusted to oversee. I will take this experience, make the necessary changes, and get better. Like, So, I mean, I think that's good of the ref to take everything in. But you go back to the debate. It's like, when do you stop a fight? When don't you stop a fight if you're the ref? And same thing with the corner. When do you throw the towel in and when don't you?
Well, I don't know. I think our friend Keith says that you have to protect your guy from taking too much damage and being demoralized because they're never right again, right? A beating like this one. Look at what happened. How Cain Velasquez, Junior Dos Santos. I mean, beat him. Those fights should have been stopped, right? 100%. That guy was never the same after that. Even BJ Penn, GSP is a good example of a fight being stopped. There was nothing good going to happen. I know you wanted that to continue, but nothing good was coming out of those. The second time they fought.
Second time.
Yeah, nothing good was going to come out of that. GSP was dominating them. They're like, okay, we're done because But it's weird how some guys want to go out on a shield, and they don't realize that that could mess them up for their whole career. So
yeah, you're taking years off of your fighting career.
Yeah.
Like every punch you're getting rung up, especially in a fight where you're not going to come back and win. Why keep pulling out for that Hail Mary? If you see it's going south, throw the towel.
Throw the towel.
Because that gives the fighter a way out. The fighter can always just say, I wanted to keep fighting, and fucking my corner threw the towel in. What am I going to do? You let your fighter save face, unless you want your fighter to get finished horribly. And then, like a question, I'll throw an Ask the Nut question in because it's relevant. Jaron Christensen asks, says, hey, Matt, was Anthony Smith fight an early stoppage? Like,
No.
Sometimes, yes, but I have no ill will towards Mr. Smith. So I say that fight could have been stopped early. But had it been Dominic Cruz, fight on, Ingo, fight on.
Yeah, I think it was a good stoppage on that one. I would say.
I think it should be stopped earlier, actually. And then you also, that card, Ben Rothwell versus a slow heavyweight OSP. OSP moved up. He looked like shit. Rothwell won a split decision. And then the last fight to talk about was Drew Dober versus Alex Hernandez. Drew Dober was doing work. That guy was fucking throwing bombs, and he got the second round TKO. And then let's just move to the Saturday card, and let's talk about Overeem versus Walt Harris. And before we talk about the fight, and I want to get your thoughts on that, I want to give you my opinion on the promotion of the fight. I understand that Walt Harris's daughter passed away. I don't need to see it the fucking entire broadcast. I don't need to see it on all the fucking commercials leading up to the fight. I give no fucks about everybody and their families before the fight. When you get to fight night, I just want to see, here's this big motherfucker over here. Here's this big motherfucker over here. We're going to get in the ring. We're going to beat the fuck out of each other. And whatever happens, happens. I want that shit off the broadcast. It's ruining the sport. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, I mean, I think they're trying to create some human aspect, for the fans. But at the same time, it's something serious like that. I think I don't know. I'm torn because I mean it's good to know about it, but at the same time, I feel like it can take away from the event itself, right? So it's like they show me this horrible thing that happened, and then what? Can I move? Can I still root for Alistair
Right.
Overeem? Is that allowed? Like after
Well,
that,
it Debbie Downers me. Like, I
right?
don't want to be put like, oh my God, I try to avoid negative shit as much as possible. Then you're just shoving it, you're cramming it down my throat like a massive cock that I didn't ask for, but you're just thrusting it down my throat hole. Like, why? Just
Yeah.
please stop with that. So
Yeah. You want to start on that main event fight?
yeah, go ahead.
Well, I feel like Harris and Overeem. I think Harris had to cut some weight to get into.
Yeah, I think it was right at like that 265.
Big boy,
range.
typically not that big, right? And Overeem looked more of his older self. I felt like he looked pretty in decent shape for himself, but
yeah,
Overeem took a lot of damage early and almost.
Yeah,
got
I think
finished.
his lip got fucked up again too.
Yes, and his nose maybe got busted and a lot of damage, but was sustained it. And it seemed like Harris, after about halfway through the first round, had blown his wad and just completely gassed himself, right?
Yep.
And once the second round kicked in, Overeem pretty much dominated that thing and was on his back and just raining down punches under his armpit, over the head, everything.
Yeah, and I think the commentators were even saying that, like, hey, if he throws him under the armpit, I know they were doing it in one of the fights, and then you could see, the fighter is listening again, and like, ring him up, Well,
one thing I noticed too, and it wasn't just this fight, but man, the percussion, you can hear the punches and kicks now, like where before you couldn't really hear it with the crowd involved and everything else. It's pretty amazing to kind of see these guys like fight and then just to feel that like, I don't know, the percussion of the hits. You realize like, wow, these guys are lighting each other up, and good for Overeem. I mean, he withstood a lot of damage and was able to come back. I think he's like at his 46th or 47th win now. Overall.
Oh my God, that's so many fights.
He's been fighting for like 23 years, 24 years.
It's so much.
He said that after the fight, he wasn't going to make it to 25 years. So like it was like 20. I think he thinks 25 years is enough. Fighting, but like, hats off to him. I think he got the TKO, and I thought that was a good stoppage.
Yeah, and if you had a different reffing, you may not have got the same outcome because you could argue, like, should that have been stopped when Overeem was getting pounded away, and it was fucking real close. Real close.
Yes. Do you want to talk about the girl fight at all, or should we just go to? Okay.
No, yeah. Gedalia versus Hill. I had it scored for Hill, and I'm really shocked that Gedalia won that.
Are you? Okay. I thought it was really close. I thought, as was the one right before that too. The
Barboza and Ige
or whatever, which I had scored for Barboza. I don't know how you saw that one.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of a bullshit decision. So 2 bad decisions in a row, in my opinion. And then, one thing I want to talk about on the prelims. Mm-hmm. What about Matt Brown and Miguel Baeza? The, what do they call them? The Carmel Thunder.
Well, I think what was happening is, Brown was trying to rely on speed, again, carrying his hands super low and leading with his face. And, he had the other guy hurt at times, but you can't lead with your face when you're upper 30s and the other guy is clipping him at the end.
Too much speed, and he was eating a lot of jabs trying to come in and close the distance. And I also thought that the thing about in the first round, there was a moment where he had him stunned, and the ref stopped the fight and allowed Carmel Thunder to put his mouth guard back in. I don't know if I agree with that because I know there was a little bit of a lull in the action, but I felt like Brown could have easily pushed that over the edge. And to me, that seemed, I don't know what the right decision is about when to allow those guys to put, I say not till the round's over, maybe. I don't know if your fucking mouthpiece falls out because you got knocked silly.
Well, I think his mouthpiece needs to be put in some hydrochloric acid because fucking coronavirus, just put it right in your mouth. What the fuck? Yes. Here, man, he just takes it, blows it, and put it right in. That's totally fine. mat just covered with blood and semen and whatever else is on there.
Yes, it's hard to watch because I felt that was slightly early of a stoppage. I felt like they could have let that go because he seemed like he was going to recover, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if anything good was going to come from that. But
it's debatable. Everything's debatable.
Yes. But this card in general, I think they said that this is the ratings wise, this is the second of all time for dedicated cards on the ESPN network.
Because there's no other fucking concept.
It's the only card.
You have bum fights and have higher ratings as long as it's on fucking ESPN. You know. Did you see the purses? I'm gonna share the purses for this. Here's hang on.
It looks very tiny on your screen, man.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Here we go.
Okay.
Is that better?
Much better. The Arlovsky got lots of money.
forgot. Yeah, Arlovsky got the win. He beat the guy who won the PFL tournament a couple years ago. But
who the fuck is Drew Dober got 160,000, huh?
Yeah. He was in that war with Hernandez where he just that guy is a banger. He's banging it out. But kind of a little low. Looking a little light on the salaries there.
Pretty light, yeah.
And then I have the salaries from the other one, if I can figure out where my fucking shit is, because the sharing screen is very cool, but it's a fucking pain in the balls sometimes.
Cool and tedious at the same time.
Yep, I'm working on it here. Damn fucking, I hate the Mac and I love the Mac. Hang on. Working it.
Yikes.
How's that?
On. I see it.
So the second card, fucking Overeem, and he got paid more than everybody else combined.
That's a lot of money.
Like 400,000.
Claudia Gadelha made some good money.
She's at that 108. Jocko at the 108. And then Courtney Casey with the fucking 100,000 on fucking way early prelims. And I think she got fight of the night or performance bonus, one of the two. So I think it was performance bonus. So she banked 150. But a lot of 10, 20, 20, 100, 26, 62, 14, blah, blah, blah. Where's the hazard pay? That's the thing I have a problem with. If you're stepping up right now, I feel like you should be getting some fucking hazard pay.
You probably should be. Should it be at least double what they're getting paid?
I don't know about double, but maybe like a 25. I feel 25% bonus to what your pay was for stepping up, because you have short notice. You don't know where the fuck you're fighting at. You're doing all this additional bullshit testing. I think there should be a little some kind of locker room bonuses, something going on. But I get everybody's struggling, and they probably can't afford to pay it out, but you got to do something a little extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. A little handy here or there.
Yes. A little reach around, as they call it.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
I'm having problems here. Can't fucking get out of my fucking document. I can't get anything and go.
Sorry.
I'm stuck on Chrome maximized. Oh, that's the best. Hang on. There we go. Chrome's trying to take over.
The wild.
So what else is happening?
News-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nurmagomedov's father was on life support in a coma, right? A week ago, and then started to recover. He's got the COVID-19, and now he's back on life support. Sounds like he's taking a turn for the worst here, and which would be one of the closest. I mean, I know that Jacare tested positive, right? But sounds like his health is fine. But this is going to be.
He's not old. Old people bad.
Yeah, in Dagestan, he's got pneumonia and is in a coma once again. So,
I wonder what's the level of healthcare out there compared to here.
Great question. I do not know. So,
but you would expect him to be royalty out there, wouldn't he?
Maybe.
So you may be getting the best possible. So hard to say.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, he's a true martial artist. This guy's been around the martial arts his whole life. Um, but yeah, he's in his, I think he's in his late 50s. So it's a tough one.
That's not super old.
No,
Not
late
super
50s.
old.
I think he's in his late 50s. He might be, yeah, late 50s, 58 or
Okay.
something. It's not that old. Oh, sorry, 65. My bad.
Okay. Now I feel a little better.
You feel better?
Like, oh, fuck it. I'm not that far from 50s, you know?
Yeah, you'll be fine. Not to worry.
Yeah, I'll be fine. No, perfect, though. Kind of.
Sort of.
So Eddie Bravo was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was talking about when he was cornering the Tony Ferguson fight. Because remember, he had all that weird shit to say.
Yes.
And he said, well, basically, I'm not the head coach. I'm like a wide receiver coach. And they basically just threw me out there between the 4th and 5th round. I wasn't prepared. You know, I kind of froze when I got out there, and I just said, I don't know, roll for an Imanari or something. So he just, he's like, he said, I'm not the fucking striking coach, so I don't know why they put me out there. I felt like I was on the spot, and I don't know what the fuck to say, and that's what I said, and that's, you can fucking hear everything. So not necessarily his fault. But again, I don't think anything that's getting said at that point is changing the direction of the fight, because it's already headed south and south fast. And
Yep.
I think Brendan Schaub asked him, were any of you guys even consider throwing in the towel at that point? And Eddie was saying, I had it in my head, but nobody in the corner had talked about it. Nobody. So it's probably, I think you need a super advanced coach that does it. I mean, it's so rare that it happens, but it seems like it's being discussed more and more lately. You know, I don't think I've ever heard the discussion come up as much as now, which is weird. And I don't, why do you think that is? Is it fighter health we're more concerned about now, or longer career?
Overall, longer career, less damage. I think this has been an ongoing dialogue, right, for the last few years, and how guys are changing their training and even not beating the shit out of each other as much in camps and stuff. So I think it's a natural progression. So I don't know.
We'll see. So speaking of Joe Rogan, he's moving to Spotify in 2021, Ingo.
Yes. Apparently, starting September 1st, you'll be able to find all of his shit on there. And then by the end of the year, it's only going to be on there.
Exclusive. So. I don't know why he's going exclusive. That's weird. Never give up exclusivity to anybody.
I think $160 million would make you change.
It might even be more, because I think someone else with a big show got like 180, and there's no way Rogan's getting less. So he may be up in the 200 million, and I don't know if that's per year or total, and we don't know how many years. But as soon as Spotify said that, which was today or yesterday when this podcast comes out, like their market cap went up $1 billion at the end of the close.
That sounds about right.
Fucking bananas.
Oh yeah, sounds about right. It's weird though that they're getting into video too, not just audio.
Yeah, podcast.
Yeah,
I haven't tried it. We'll have to see how that works out. But you know, a lot of people are crying, like all these YouTube, because it seems like there's a YouTube community on the comments. They're all crying like, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do? There's nowhere to talk anymore." Because apparently Spotify doesn't have comments.
YouTube's been around forever, and like all things technological, they could be done sooner than we think. I mean, a lot of these technology gets replaced on a regular basis. I'm not saying YouTube's going to go away.
There goes MySpace, but
I think just like Facebook, they're going to slowly become less relevant. I think Facebook is fighting against currents as well, trying their best. But when shit like this, somebody who's like the number one podcaster in the whole universe, it's like when Howard Stern went over to, was it Sirius?
Sirius, yeah.
Sirius, yeah. So for like a couple $100 million. So, I mean, they said he was going to kill radio, and he didn't actually kill radio, but it's pretty damn close. Right? So the world is changing. I think it's a good thing. He said that everything will still be free. He still has all of his creative control. You know, he's big on that. He doesn't want to give up any creative control. So I like that. But Spotify, if you're listening, I mean, we're down. If you want to offer us, whatever.
Yeah, crazy much. But I think it's probably smart too, because you got to think. I have to think that the pandemic had something to do with this, because obviously he can't fucking do any comedy shows, right?
No.
And if you could get a guaranteed stream of revenue, wouldn't you take it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, fuck, you're gonna give me 100 million or 200 million, whatever the amount is, and I don't have to worry about ad sales. Fine, done. Because that's a fucking huge headache, you know?
Yes, huge headache.
The question is, does his podcast change at all? Because he seems to be changing as a person a little bit.
Yes.
The more he starts to realize, hey, I'm the #1 podcaster. Because when people start to question him that on that topic, like, hey, how do you handle this? Immediately he goes to a joint, lights it, and smokes it, and it's like, well, what are you talking about? I don't know. He freaks out.
Yeah.
It's got to be a little nerve-wracking to think, like, millions of people are fucking listening to you all the time and hanging on your every word, and then, like, you can seriously influence a presidential election just on what you say when you're drunk or high.
Yes. I would love to see Donald Trump on that fucking show.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
That'd be amazing.
I think he said he's done with all the politicians just because of all the bullshit he had to deal with. But
yeah,
it's interesting.
That makes sense.
What else you got?
Well, apparently Tyron Woodley versus Gilbert Burns is in the works for May 30th UFC event.
It's kind of
That's like 2 weeks from now. I feel like this is going to be the new norm where fights are going to be announced with like 2 or 3 weeks worth of notice, and you're just going to have to be ready.
Yeah, they don't even know where an event is happening yet, and I think they said they're leaning towards Arizona.
Yes.
Kind of fucking weird. Like,
super weird.
A little distracting if you're the fighter too, because I want to kind of prepare for the time zone and try to.
Where am I going? What am I doing?
I'm just gonna show up, and you're gonna a plane's gonna show up and take me to an undisclosed location. That's interesting.
Count on, take me away.
That's fine. Did you hear this one? The NFL said it's going to use fake crowd noise and fake fans in the stands for their season whenever they do start that.
I like it.
What do you think about it?
I think it's a good idea. It kind of goes in line with that whole soccer thing with the pop-ups that you can buy like a space.
Yeah, I like that aspect. The crowd noise pumping in is fucked up. It's like, yeah, please pump in the woos for me. But that's like a laugh track on a TV show. God damn it. Try to watch The Big Bang Theory. And if anybody likes that, you guys are fucking brain damaged and may have CTE. Because
I can't watch that show.
Fuck, that is the worst. And
I can't watch any show that has a laugh track. I'm sorry.
I know. It's fucking horrible. And the only way this would be acceptable is if, I don't know if you ever played in the arcade when they have that fucking dome hockey that's kind of like with the handles you twist. There's the goddamn boo button on the side. Yeah, you got the boo button. They're like, boo! If I could activate like different buttons and fucking do that, I'm all for that in MMAs.
I am also for that. My cat is being very loving at the moment. He's like down here wanting attention. What the fuck? I'm trying to do a show, man.
Yeah. You want to see? Let's do some training video here. Hang on.
Okay.
Cain Velasquez. He's getting back in the game, Ingo.
Oh boy, is he gonna blow out a knee?
I hope so. Let's see what happens. It may be super loud. I didn't control the volume here. I just gotta ask this question. This seems typical of the Cain Velasquez, but if you have back problems, should you be doing fucking deadlifts?
Probably not.
but it is Cain Velasquez, so I feel like it's par for the course.
Maybe he's trying to injure himself so he doesn't have to actually perform.
Well, he got fired from the WWE. I don't know. Is he training for a UFC comeback then?
Maybe.
I don't know. It seems weird. Like, don't deadlift. And I don't even know how much weight that was. Some people are saying 405. I can't count. I don't do powerlifting.
Plates are 45 usually, aren't they?
Well, those look like thick metal ones, and I don't know how much those weigh.
I still think 45.
I'm not a smart man.
Standard.
Moving right along. Trying to go back.
But I know what love is.
That's right. I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is. Jenny. Moving right along. You got any other canoes?
I don't think so. I think I'm good.
Did you see that street fight making the rounds?
Street fight, maybe.
Probably saw this.
I see a few street fights here and there.
This one, let's see if I can pull it up here. Yeah. Oh, alternate angle. I didn't even see the alternate angle.
Ooh,
Let's
like.
see.
Oh yeah, I did see this one.
Fucking 14.5 million views. It might be super loud. But why wouldn't you take your glasses off? Well, you adjusted on the glasses. Because he's doing Bruce Lee shit.
Oh boy, knew he was gonna fuck this guy up. He's like, bam. He's got reach and everything and kicks.
Fucking Barboza over here, uppercut. Like just fucking. I wish he would have dialed that first kick up, and he lined him up again and fucking liver shot for the win.
I'm done. Oh.
Fuck, man.
Those are pretty solid kicks, man. The guy's like, I'm out of here.
He's been waiting his whole life. Like, I've been doing Taekwondo forever, motherfucker. Nah, it looked like he had some more training. I still got it playing in the background. I love fucking shit. Woo, woo. But hey, I appreciate you're going to throw some spinning shit in the fucking... first off, I'm going to tell you this right now. I ain't throwing any fucking kicks in a goddamn street fight. I will knee you in the motherfucking head for sure.
No kicks?
I've done it. No. Well, it depends. I may fucking, at this point in my career, I may leg kick somebody just to shut it down.
If it was that guy, I would have thrown some kicks. That guy,
guy?
The
guy with this stance? Like
the chubby guy didn't look like he knew how to fight.
Oh, I'd probably fucking leg kick him right off the bat.
Yeah. Because
he tried to throw a little bullshit kick. Like, dude,
front kick, leg kick.
Push kick him to the ground. Like, dude, don't do this. You're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Because more than likely, I'm just going to fucking arm drag someone to a rear naked choke and then put him to sleep. So I don't kill someone with strikes. Or I will leg kick him into submission. Just whack.
That's good, too. I like it.
Because that'll diffuse someone. If you spark a good leg kick on somebody, they're probably not going to do jack shit after that.
Nope.
What's up with these rumors of John Jones versus Francis Ngannou at heavyweight?
I think there's a lot of jibber jabber between the guys. I think Dana White's not convinced, but he's like, John sounds like he wants the contract. Send me the contract.
It's kind of weird.
Why?
Because John Jones is taking a lot of risk in that fight, no?
I agree. Maybe he wants to get paid. I have no idea.
Seems like too dangerous a fight for that guy. He's trying to go the easy route, right?
Maybe. Maybe he sees something we don't see.
Well, what would that be?
I don't know. Maybe he can outrun him.
I'm just going to avoid you for 5 rounds. I'm going to do the Brendan Schaub jiu-jitsu shutdown on fucking Cyborg.
Yes.
Whatever. Hey, let's do a little chick video of the week. How's that?
Okay.
It's a throwback that who posted this? Let's find this. Kat Zingano posted. This is probably my favorite fighter warm-up video ever because I remember watching this multiple times.
Okay.
And going, God damn, Kat Zingano. And I don't know how
the Ultimate Fighter.
Well, she was warming up on the set, but this was like a pre-fight warm-up of her stretching and working out and doing stuff. I was like, oh my God, I don't know if the cameraman should be getting this angle right now.
That's a good angle, man.
Yeah, damn right. It's the best angle. I don't know what else to say about that.
Doing a little yoga, downward dog.
Yeah.
Up dog.
Yeah. That guy's on point.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like we're doing more of the same. And I don't know what's going on, but I like it.
Is this before her fight?
Yeah, this is those open workouts. That's what this was.
Okay. I see the MMA warehouse.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to those guys?
Out of business.
Oh.
Remember? They had a blowout sale.
Shocking.
Too bad, so sad. Sorry. There's a lot of stretching and going for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Always my favorite. At least pre-fight warm-up.
I like it.
Let's do a little tweet of the week. Let's see what we got. Let's start with, let's see. Oh, I don't know if I want to post this. This is graphic. Be warned. This was one of the fighters had a little issue.
Oh,
So you want to be a fucking fighter at UFC Jacksonville? I'm not going to go full screen.
what happened?
A little fucking vagina on the leg there.
Ouch.
Shin split wide open. Ugh.
That's disgusting.
I'm getting hungry now.
Yeah, for a little beef.
Yeah. Little beef stroganoff or something. That's choice one. Choice two, MMA Roasted. Says, happy birthday, Eddie Bravo. I bought you a globe. It'll arrive in a pizza box.
I love it.
Johnny Flat Earth. And then the last one, we'll go to a little video from Barstool Sports. Moving this back. And social ass eating.
Oh, I can get on board with this.
Well, I don't know what we're doing here, but
who's eating whose ass in this video?
I think they could both get a little something if they wanted to. But good on them.
What's happening?
In the middle of a fucking park in probably New York. Good for them. I think that's what you got to do. You got to get creative with your workouts, and you know, ass eat in public. It's actually good for your immune system.
It is. It builds girth.
That's right.
And strength.
Ready for a little Ask the Nuts?
I'm totally ready.
All right. I got a picture, and we'll find this. I got too much shit open here. Hang on. Closing all my windows, closing windows. I have like 7 windows open. Let's go. When is Chuck Liddell going to give up on this look?
Never.
I mean, he's how old is Chuck Liddell now? 50 something?
It's his look, man. How else is he going to look? He'll look
Uh,
that way when he's 90.
Not a mohawk. Just you could shut the mohawk down, man. This can go on forever. I'm not opposed to this, but this stuff, just shave it all off and be bald. I'm okay with that. I don't know. It's a little long in the tooth.
I hear you.
Moving right along. Here we go, Chado. Close it out. It's time. # nuts rule. # Matt Rape Train. # Ingo Sugar Daddy. Once again, I want to ask you guys some existential and philosophical questions. Number 1, will racism cease to exist?
Never. It's going to be here forever. It always
Well, I'd
has,
say
always will.
Not with the fucking media that we have, because they love to bring it to the forefront all the time. So you hear like one case of something nonsensical in one state that it doesn't matter, but it's like the homepage thing on Yahoo or a homepage thing on Google. So it's like we just keep perpetuating it, so it's going to keep going on forever.
Yeah, I agree. It's never going to stop.
It's a media problem, and it could be a Southern problem too, and a grandparent problem.
Maybe our generation will put the stop to it. When I'm old
Hopefully.
and gray, I won't be racist.
Right.
Like I'm not racist now.
No, you're the most racist MMA guy ever. Not really.
Okay.
Your name's not Brian, so don't worry.
Thank you.
Why is beauty associated with morality?
Morality?
Or I think it should be mortality. That's a good. I looked at it the other way. I looked at mortality, but morality, is that a word?
I don't know if I agree with that. I've never heard that before. Mortality.
Let's go with mortality.
I can see that because beauty means youth, means longer life. You know, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's like good looks usually means healthy people, depending upon, unless you like 600-pound women. I mean, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. It's fucking disgusting. But
there's plenty to go around for everybody. but not for me.
Plenty of areas that aren't washed.
Oh.
Number 3, why do we respect the dead more than the living?
I think because we idealize the dead and their accomplishments. Therefore, sometimes you have to. Sometimes these people who are like you're watching the Jordan documentary, the last stand, and you get a sense of that. Where like as soon as you get to achievement, people try to knock you down, but then you die, and then they elevate you back to look at Kobe. People gave that guy so much shit about all the shit he did in his life, right? And now he dies in a helicopter crash. You would think he's Jesus, right? So this is how it works. Like we can't love the people who are exceptional when they're alive. Like when they're dead, we're like, oh, it's just normal. I think that's how people work.
I was gonna say, I think it was Cinderella had a song that says, "You don't know what you got till it's gone."
Ah,
Part of that.
that's a good one.
Let's do a little Fuck, Marry, Kill Celebrity Edition, number 92, Adult Adventures, number 28.
Okay.
All right.
What do we got?
Let's see what we got. We have Audrey Bettoni.
I'm passing on that. I can tell you right now, I'm down.
She's dead as fuck. She's got
what the fuck is happening there?
No hip ratio and fake titties.
It's just all something.
A whole lot of bad. I feel like I've talked to a lot of those girls back in the day at college that had this whole thing going on. It's no bueno.
Yeah.
Jaden James.
That's a little better.
I think that's a game, set, match. I feel like there's a little Beyonce, a little Jennifer Lawrence.
The only thing I can't do is the nails. The nails is a turnoff for me.
I didn't even see those. I'm not worried about that. Yeah. And then you have Mackenzie Pierce. She looks like a demon, ready to suck everything.
She looks pretty. I think we're in agreement. The one in the middle is fuck and marry, and the other ones are kill.
Yeah, I can't get behind the first one.
How did he come up with this list? Good Lord, you slipping, my friend.
This one looks like she's down.
What's her name again?
Mackenzie Pierce. I was going to say it looks like she's down. And when I say down, I mean Down syndrome. And that's not right. But moving right along. Any knowledge?
Yes, I wanted to introduce to you a show that I started watching last week.
Okay.
It's called Mindhunter, and it's on Netflix. Like my mind. Mindhunter.
Mind Camp?
Shooting Mindhunter. No, it's a show on Netflix, and it's like it's really good. It's modern. If you have like a fancy TV and all that stuff, it's like got all the latest technology and surround sound and stuff. But that's not why. It goes back and it sets up like how the FBI came up with the term serial killer and how these like agents studied like that those people who are crazy, right? Like and kill people. But it's really well done. There's a little bit of gruesomeness. It's not over. It's tasteful. Like if you don't like shows that are super graphic, you'd be okay with this one. It's a lot of like, if you like psychological and like weird, they do all these weird interviews like with serial killers. It's fucking fascinating. And there's all this shit going on mixed in. I think you might like it. So
I'll take a pass.
You're like, I'm out.
The serial killer, I'm out. I'm no part of psychos or unless I'm said psycho or serial killer.
Are you a psycho killer, Matt?
No.
Never. Okay.
Let's see, where am I at? I'm still on The Last Dance. I just finished it, but I'll just say I think it's probably the best documentary I've ever watched. At least, in a 10-part series, by far the best thing. And I think it's probably part of the reason too is just being a Chicago Bulls fan back in the day and watching them win all those games, and I'd get together with my buddies and we would watch them throughout the playoffs. So it was a lot of fun watching all that, but the most enjoyment I get ever right now is watching the mature versions, and hearing Michael Jordan swear fucking excites me to no end. I don't know what it is about that, but and him talking shit to Larry Bird, like after Bird is coaching the Indiana Pacers, they win that series, and then Jordan meets Bird backstage and he says something along like you bitch, fuck you, or something like that. Fuck you, you bitch. Like, what? Like, that's how you address him? Like, that's nice. Just because he had such a hard series with Indiana. And I think that was what he said, was like, that was maybe the hardest series they ever had as a fucking team. But like, fucking impressive just watching him and how he interacted with everybody. It's not like a tyrant at times, but he's the fucking best ever. And I'll argue that against anybody.
Yeah, best, I think most successful, best competitor in any sport ever, hands down. He's also making, like, he's worth a couple billion still. So, I mean, the guy is financially probably the most rich athlete in the history of sports, you know? I mean, overall as a but the guy, he's right. I think at some point he said during the series, he's like, look, I don't got a gambling problem. I got a competition problem. Like, and that makes sense. This fucking guy, like, you say one thing to him and you could be nice about it, he would turn that around and make that like, I'm gonna come get you. Like, that's a special kind of.
You don't fucking think I can do this, motherfucker? I'm coming after you.
Yeah. So it's a great series.
You think it's because I wear a number 45? Well, fine. I'm going back to 23 and dropping like 60 on your ass or something.
Exactly. Yep.
Like, that's a special type of human being, but it's nice to get to finally see behind the curtains, even though it's 20 plus years later.
Yeah.
It's nice. And whoever put this fucking documentary together, whoever produced it or edited it, I fucking really enjoy it. And I don't normally like when shit goes back and forth, but I finally got into the groove of like, oh, okay, we're current and now we're going back. And then I liked how we kind of focused on each player. Like, let's give this guy a little shine. Let's give this guy a little shine. Some guys got left out, but you know, it is what it is.
Part of the deal.
And they didn't talk about like Jordan coming back and being on the Wizards for a couple of years. So
it wasn't important.
They said it nicely and ended it, I think, efficiently and to the point. So
I agree.
Good series, but
solid.
Yep. That's all I got.
All right. Well, that's been this week's edition of MMANUTS. My name is Ingo Weigel.
Matt Griffith. Thanks for playing.